Hello everyone, and welcome to a video that I am excited to finally be putting together for you all. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time here and just haven't really gotten around to doing, but now that I, like most of the rest of us, are stuck inside here, you know, 'tis the time. I'm gonna experiment with my eyeshadow. Why the heck not, you know? I've got a whole Pinterest board that I dedicate to saving makeup looks to. Primarily, I would say 98 to 99% of which are eyeshadow looks, and I want to try and recreate them, you know? Get to use some of my eyeshadow palettes, get to reintroduce myself to some old favorite eyeshadow palettes, and just overall, you know, do some eye looks that are different for me, but that I'm definitely inspired by, and just that I want to try in general. So, I hope you guys enjoy the process here. It was a lot of trial and error, but I had fun, and I think I did an okay job. So, enjoy. Alright, so hopefully I can pull this one off. It looks a little, like it looks really simple, but then you start looking at it and you're like, this actually might have a complex color story here that I'm not sure is gonna turn out when I try it. Mainly just because, you know, it looks simple in that there's the peachy orange on the lower lash line, and then up top it's just kind of like a white and then a lilac, but then if you look closer it actually looks like a very pale pastel blue on the lid in the inside middle portion, and then in the crease it looks like they used like a taupey gray and then a green. That's where this might get a little muddy, and we're just gonna have to give it our best. So I'm gonna use this fluffy Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush and my Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I'm gonna use a Pecan Praline down here, which looks like a taupey gray. I think it'll do good. Here's to hoping. We won't know until we try, so I did already prime my lids. They feel nice and tacky, and I am just gonna put this in my crease. So, nothing crazy, nothing special, no wild twists or turns yet. Emphasis on the yet, because now we are going in with the green. So I'm going to be using this ColourPop palette. This doesn't say what it's actually called. Maybe it's not an actual palette. They had sent this to me as PR, and I guess it does look like a buildable palette, but it's a rainbow. Yeah, and the shades are not listed on the back, so I do apologize, but I am gonna mix because it looks like a mixture of like a lime green and then like a minty teal blue green, so I'm gonna kind of like dibble dabble in those shades, just like a little here, a little there, a little boop, a little bop, and hope that that's a good mixture. This could look so sickly and wrong so quickly. So sickly, so quickly. Quickly sickly. Oh man. But I don't think it is. I think this is exactly how it looks. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh boy, I accidentally just dipped this brush into the glitter. That is not what I want. At least not today. But oh yay, I am so pleased. Sometimes I pull through on the very first try. So basically, I mean, what I'm doing, I'm just putting this kind of where that taupey gray had started to taper off, and then I'm just blending it together. Now these have the ability to really muddy, very much so, so I think I'm gonna keep blending to a minimum and just say, it's good, we're good. Do you need to be a little closer? But do you see, like, there's certainly a difference. There's certainly green there in my crease. An interesting look. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't hate it. I think that contradicts what I actually mean to say. I don't dislike it, I'll say that much. It's just, it's very different from what I'm used to doing. What I'm used to blending out my crease colors with. I don't know that I've ever blended out a crease color with a lime green before, but you know, that's why I wanted to do this kind of a video. I wanted to play and use inspiration to get new ideas where I normally, you know, wouldn't get inspiration or just, you know, I just viewpoints that are different than ours. Sometimes, you know, it's really good to dive right in and see how you like it, give it a try. Woo! Now I'm just gonna go back into that Pecan Praline color and just kind of reinforce that right in the hollow of my eye socket. Oh yeah, oh yeah! And then it doesn't look like there's like a really noticeable cut crease or anything. I do feel like there is a little teeny baby one, so I'm using this Luxie 245 small shader brush in my NARS Creamy Concealer. I'm just gonna do a baby little cut, just to give the lids a little bit of a base here, since they are such punchy pastels. This will help them kind of stand out and stick on my lids, but I'm concentrating the majority of the cut in the center here, and then I am just blending any residual in a kind of, you know, gradient across my lid. I'm gonna go in with my Shane Dawson Jeffree Star Mini Controversy palette. I think we have got the perfect little trio here. Boopity boppity boop. Nope. Bibbity boppity boop. There we go. Go back in with this fluffy Luxie brush, and I am just going to very tamely use Controversy to contour. It looks like they had done kind of like a halo type of a contour, but it's really, really subtle. Definitely heavier on the outer portion. So I'm just gonna kind of dot that into the outside, and then I am like featherweight, feathering this into where we had done that little cut there, and also just a little bit on like maybe the outer fifth of that lower lash line. Just kind of connecting the two and feathering that in. Feather, feather, feather. And then also just kind of creating a bit of a, not a super point on the outside, but we're kind of making this into like a triangle, you know? Add a little bit of sharpness. And then whatever's residual there, I'm just gonna use this on the inner portion of my lid here. Just as I said, it looks like there is just the slightest bit of this deeper, more vibrant purple in there. So there you go. Let's continue. Whew, all right. Now I'm going to use this Real Techniques Instapop crease brush, and I'm going to use Exposed. Not quite all over my lid, but I want to kind of like pack this on most of the lid, just leaving that little bit of baby space in the middle of the lid for the powder blue shade. So I'm just really packing it on and then blending it out. Ooh, my color balance on my camera hates these colors together. That means we're doing a good thing, right? Any better? I don't know. But now we're gonna use the same brush and put it into a flat earth, and we are just gonna stamp that in where I've been saying we're going to. Right up at the top where we had put that cut crease in the middle, and then just feathering that outward. Ooh! And now I've once again color switched the crap out of this fluffy Luxie brush. I'm gonna go into this nice peachy creamsicle sherbet kind of a pastel orangey color. I know, what a description. Run this along the lower lash line. Now I'm really not sure what to do for my inner corners, because I mean I think I've got like the shimmery part down and this huge highlight shade in my BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. I think this is gonna be a really easy bada bing bada boom, because it's like that pearly white yellow, but then there's definitely some sparkle. Right? Like it looks like there's a little bit of glitter. I just don't know that I have that. You would think out of all the glitters that I have, I would have like a white, but I don't. So I'm gonna hope that Diamonds for Breakfast from this Too Faced Pretty Rich palette. And I'm just using a very tiny dusting. It'll do. And here we have it, my friends, the final product. I just went ahead and lined my waterline with a nude pencil. I'm not sure that they used anything in theirs, but so I just went ahead and did that. And then put on some mascara and voila, voavoom. Ta-da, vavoom. I mean, you get it. This is it. This is the look. I am happy with it. I think it came out fairly close to the inspiration photo. I think I might have used a little more green, but you know, it is what it is. I also definitely forgot to highlight underneath the brow a little bit. I think they did that. So I'm just using the highlight shade that I used to do that real quick here. There, huge, colossal, monumental difference. But anyways, I think I did a pretty decent job. What do you guys think? Did I do okay based on the inspiration photo? As I said, I think I might have gone a little overboard with the green, but I guess that was just the part that stood out the most to me. So that was the part that I really wanted to highlight. I also think, you know, the inspiration photo and I, we have very different eye shapes. Or not eye shapes, but I guess our lid space is very different. She has less space between where her hollow is and her brow. So maybe that's why I ended up with more green, just since I've got a bit more space there. But either way, I mean, I think her look is pretty, my look is pretty. Like, hey, it's a thing. I did it. I am proud of myself. I hope you guys like it too. I think it's nice and fresh and springy. Certainly something different for me. On to the next one. Let's see what I come up with next. Alright, hello my friends, welcome to this next tutorial, trying an eyeshadow from Pinterest look deal. Here's the inspiration photo here. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous look. Excuse you phone, or maybe not excuse you, maybe that's someone saying, yeah, so pretty. We'll go with that. But here it is, I love it, and I'm gonna give it a try. So we'll see if I have everything that I need. I think so. My color palette might be a little bit different. I don't know that I have that really light, cool toned lavender, almost white kind of a color. We'll see. We're gonna see. So start off, I'm using this L'Oreal Brilliant Eyes in the shade Amethyst Quartz. Just want to put down a little layer of a little something something. A little bit of shine, a little bit of stick. You know the shtick by now. I have already primed my lids, but you know, I just want to, like I said, get a little something else down, a little extra color and shine, a bit more adhesive to work with. I think a lot of the colors I'm gonna need are gonna be primarily from this Sephora palette. This is the Smoky Jewels palette, the Sephora Pro palette. I've got some other stuff here too. So to start, I'm gonna use this color switched Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. I'm gonna dip this into Ruby, this top shade in the upper right corner of the Sephora palette. And I'm going to use this for this upper crease color. So I'm putting this way above my crease, closer to my brow bone, and just making sure to really blend that out. I think that's one of the beauties of this eyeshadow look, is that the person who did it did a spectacular job of blending. So let's really make sure that we blend our little hearts out, or at least do our darndest. I'm also kind of concentrating a bit of that pink up here closer to the inside of my brow, or the beginning of my brow, because it looks like they did that in the photo. I can't be for certain, but that is what it looks like, so that is what I'm gonna go with. Then I'm I'm gonna go into Stone over here with this same brush, and I'm going to use this. Lies, actually. I am going to go into this little Smashbox trio here. This is the Snap Queen Photo Edit Eyeshadow Trio, and I'm going to use this beautiful, it's like a plum with some burgundy maroon to it. I want to use this really lightly. This is just one of the Real Techniques 305 brushes. It looks very dirty, but I did color switch it. And I just want to really lightly put that on my brush and first apply this to the outer portion of my lid, the very, very outer portion, and then start to create kind of a little bit of a cat eye type of a shape, but I'm just concentrating that there and then dragging any excess towards the middle part of my crease. And I'm not going to worry too much about blending this. I'm just gonna pat it on in the general area that I want it, and then we will be doing further blending in a moment. And now I'm gonna go in with this same Luxie brush into the shade Stone here. This is just one of my favorite shadows of all time. It is so gorgeous, and every time I use it, I just fall in love all over again. But basically what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna put it kind of where that last deeper shade had ended in the crease. And I'm going to put the color there to begin, and then I'm just going to use that to further blend out that darker shade, as well as blend it nicely, thoroughly into that pink color. So what we want is for that pink, the original pink that we laid down, we want that to just look like it's the accent. It's just kind of seeping out of these other two colors. So I'm covering quite a bit of it. But overall, you know, you still want it to be visible, but you get what I'm saying? You can make it a little less visible than it was. Sometimes I feel so ridiculous, and like I just realize how much more extra space I have here between my brow and my crease. I feel like it just ends up looking so much more drag on me, the look, but you know, it is what it is. So then for the lower lash line, I'm gonna just use the same brush because why not? I'm gonna dip this into Canvas down here, the shade underneath Ruby. It's just a really nice kind of slate gray muted plum. And I'm just gonna put this along my lower lash line. And then I just want to blend that out an itsy bit with Ruby up here, but mostly just using that on, it looks like they did kind of the outer third, just to bring some of that pink down on the bottom. I don't know, it's fine. I definitely went, I was gonna say a little bit, but a lot a bit more smoky on the lower lash line. Whatever, you know, it is what it is. Now, I'm a little wary of this, but I'm gonna go into my Anastasia Norvina palette here. Use the shade Soul down in the bottom, the nice periwinkle shade on my Real Techniques Instapoop. I have to call it Instapoop now. I can't help myself. The Instapoop crease brush. And I'm gonna use this, pat this very lightly on the inner third of the lid. Okay, I think Motorcycle Man out there is trying to rev me up. Like, yes, Cassie, this was the right choice. The only reason I'm like a little bit nervous, but I don't know, I think this combined with the other purple shade that I'm planning on using is gonna make what looks like the lid color in the photo. Just not sure that they're gonna blend marvelously together. Okay, I'm also getting phone reassurance. That's great. We're gonna find out though, you guys. So as I said, I'm just patting this into the inner third of my lid there where we had put the original L'Oreal liquid shimmer shade. Just, you know, really tapping it on to get it nice and pigmented. Get that Instapop poop really nice and built up and pooping. Yeah, all right, coming together, I think. I hope. Now I'm gonna go into Amethyst here from the Sephora palette on this same Instapoop brush, and I'm gonna put this on the inner third here of my lid. See, this is the trouble I thought I was gonna run into. Just it looks a lot lighter, or whiter almost, in the inspiration picture. Don't worry, we might be able to remedy this, or else we might just have to call it a good enough. Then I'm going into my Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, and I'm going into, excuse you, camera cutting me off like that. I'm gonna go into the Black Currant shade. Oh, it smells so good. Use this on that remaining little bit of lid that was still peeking through. Oh my gosh, so memory struck me, and I remembered about this L'Oreal Infallible shadow in 996 Liquid Diamond that one of you sent to me so long ago. I probably shouldn't be using this on my eyes, who knows, but this was back in the Boston days. But I think this is the shadow I'm kind of looking for on my lid. Let's find out, friends. I'm just gonna tap this on top of what we had already done. I think that's lightening, brightening it up. Yeah. I think that was what I needed. Then I think this is what I need. I'm using this Makeup Geek foiled pigment in the shade Telepathic. I'm really packing that on this little detail brush, smudge brush, whatever they call it. Yes, from e.l.f. Concentrate this in my inner corners. I just want that bright, blinding kind of a white highlight, but has that kind of pinky purple shift built in. Then I'm conflicted about using an ink liner and a pencil liner, but I think I'm gonna go in with a pencil liner here. This is the Kat Von D Cake Pencil, Trooper Black. I'm gonna use this to do my winged liner and kind of smudge out the edges. The edges don't look super smudged, but they do look a bit less crisp than a typical liquid liner. So that this will do the trick. You know, nobody's perfect, but so I went ahead and did that. I also used some felt ink liner closer to my lash line just because I didn't feel like it was black enough. But now for the extra glittery bits, I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop pressed glitter. I want to be just a little more precise with this than, you know, just tapping it on with my fingers. So I'm gonna go in with this same e.l.f. smudge brush and just pick up a little bit of glitter at a time. This looks like it's not only concentrated in the inner corner, but also just kind of comes up onto the lid a bit. I feel like the original picture they used a bit more of a refined glitter. This is a bit more chunky, but this is just what I got, so I'm gonna make do. Right, and here we go, my friends. Oh, the difference mascara and some liner makes. In the waterline, I just went ahead and used my Makeup Geek, what is it called? Yes, nude liner pencil, and then put on some mascara. In the picture, she has on a pretty light dose of mascara, so I tried to keep mine a bit more minimal as well, and I'm actually really happy with the way that this turned out. It's not a perfect replica. As I said, I think she has a much more refined glitter on her, but I don't own any more refined glitters, so like, you know, making it work with the chunky stuff. And I think overall I got it pretty dang close. I'm actually surprised at how close this looks now that everything is on and together, you know, with a side by side. I think I did pretty okay. It's not perfect, but like, I do think it's a really pretty look. I'm not mad at it. I do think it looks really nice. So there we go. Blink, blink, flutter, flutter. Do you guys like it? Do you think I did a good job? I hope so. I think I did all right. Alrighty, last tutorial / testing here for this video. Here is my inspiration shot. I think it is gorgeous. This person has tons of eye looks on Pinterest. I feel like I've got a lot of their pins saved to my makeup inspiration board, and this one just is speaking to me today. You know, we've got a bit of a snowstorm going on here in Minnesota, if you will. Spring did sprung, and then Mother Minnesota Nature said, haha, yeah right, time for snow, baby. Let's kill all that vegetation we just brought back to life. Anyways, this look, I like it. It's fairly simple, just, you know, a bronzy brown, smoky-ish kind of eye, but I love that inner highlight of the glowing yellow and orange. Ooh, I just think that is so pretty. I want to do it. So my eyes have been primed, prepped and ready. I think I'll be able to do this mostly out of my Anastasia Sultry palette for that really deep, dark matte brown. I've also got my mini Urban Decay on the Run palette, Bail Out that I might need to employ. Got my Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette that I think a lot of this is gonna do me well. And finally, the Sephora Pro Cool palette. I think, again, a lot of these matte browns I'm gonna be employing here. So let's give this a shot. To start, I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. contour brush in the shade Dystopian that I mentioned, that rich, deep matte brown from my Anastasia Sultry palette. And I'm just gonna lightly tap my brush in there, tap off the excess. So I suppose in addition to primer, you can prep by putting on a glittery sparkly shadow, liquid shadow. This is the L'Oreal Brilliant Eyes in Bronze Light. Get a little bit of a base down. I love these liquid shadows. They're so glittery and sparkly. They can be sheared out, they can be built up. Ugh, every single color I've used from this line is just gorgeous. I mean, come on. So now, as I said, with this contour brush, I'm going into Dystopian, and I'm just going to be placing this in the hollow of my eye, in the crease. Oh, it does kill me though to like hear that little birdie tweeting right now. I'm not sure that you all will be able to hear it, but like I said, spring had sprung here, and so the birds were back, and now they're probably just, suffering. I don't know how long or how quickly it takes for birds to lay eggs, but I hope none of them had laid any eggs down recently. Although I guess that is just life and how nature works, but I don't like thinking about it, so. Eyeshadow. Gorgeous, right? Like, I know so many of you are saying, Cassie, just leave it at that. Like, that's a look. You wouldn't be wrong. This is a look, but not what I'm going for, so. I'm so back and forth on what I should do. I think I'm going to try to first blend this shade out with this BH Cosmetics number 9. It's a fluffy brush from their Marble collection. Do you guys want to be zoomed? I never know how exactly far you want to be zoomed in or not, but I'm going to dip this into Twig from the Anastasia palette, just lightly, and you know, it's an Anastasia shadow, so making sure to tap off that excess pigment. And I am going to be using this to blend that dark shadow up towards the brow, pretending like that zit is not right there under my brow. Oh, it's a painful bugger, my friends, but I am enduring. And yeah, I'm just gonna spend like 18 minutes here blending this out. Oh, Anastasia, these shadows are so buttery smooth. I feel like it's been a minute since I have used one of these palettes. I mean, it's just buttery and easy. Love, 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 love. And I'm also kind of bringing that color, blending it outwards on the outer portion of my eye and then down to create that tip of a triangle kind of a shape. And to bring in some warmth, I'm going into this Sephora Pro Cool palette, and these shades are not named on here, but I'm using this middle brown in the bottom row. It is exactly in the middle of this palette on the bottom, and it's a nice chocolatey matte brown, but it's much warmer in comparison to the sultry eyeshadow shades. Wow, this is throwing the yellow balance on my camera off really badly, but I'm just using the same fluffy brush. Maybe I need to turn a light on in here. This snowstorm though. Yikes, hopefully that's a little better maybe. Like I said, I'm just going into this brown shade with this fluffy brush, and I'm going to be using this, tapping that off liberally. I'm going to be using this to further blend these two shades together, as well as bring it along my lower lash line, the outer half. This is just gonna add a little bit more depth, a little bit more of a blend, and that little bit of warmth that I feel like is in the original photo there. Very nice. The amount of times I have done and redone and done and redone and done and I think this is version 4. Is anyone still with me? I think I finally got it. I just kept like blending too much, too high. I think this is supposed to be a bit more in. But now for the shadows, I think what I'm gonna do is I've got this little small smudgy flat Royal & Langnickel brush here. I think I'm gonna use a combo of teak in my Anastasia palette. I'm gonna use that in the inner third of her maybe. So hard, I can't tell if she used more of a teak or more of an ember. I think it's more of a teak. So I'm gonna do teak on the majority of my lid here, and then on the outer third, I'm gonna go into my Urban Decay palette and just pack on a little bit of Double Up. Wish me luck. Okay, so plans change as we go, but I did use teak on the inner half of my lid, but then I did go ahead and use ember on the middle third. I just think that's more of the color that the inspiration photo used. Now, okay, so I think what I'm gonna do in this palette that ColourPop had sent me, I'm sorry, it's a unnamed, unlabeled palette. I don't know if they had just put this together, but they gave me a bunch of rainbow colors here. They are unnamed, as I said. There's nothing written on the back, but I think what I want is basically a mix of this matte orange and this matte corally peach. So I'm gonna dibbity dab a little in one, dibbity dab a little in the other, dibbity doo, dibbity dab, boop bop boop. And then I am just going to apply this with this brush from Face Secrets. I'm gonna put this on the inner corner of my eye, but like on the lower portion of it. Really just smudge that in and smoosh it out, make sure it is visible and punchy. Using an e.l.f. small smudge brush. Gonna be doing a combo of things, but from this Fenty palette, I want to use this beautiful electric shade, second from the right on the top. Just kidding, I'm so glad I swatched that first. It's not as yellow as I thought it was going to be. Maybe I won't be using the Fenty palette. So, I never thought I'd be whipping this guy out again, but my Anastasia Subculture palette, I'm gonna dip into electric here on this small smudge brush. And I'm going to use this to primarily highlight inner corner. So in that main middle part of the tear duct area, and then bringing it up and out a little bit. And then I'm going to go back into my Sephora Cool palette and go into this shade here. It's the middle shade in the second row from the top on the same smudge brush. And this is much more of a overspray kind of a shadow. It's not as intense of a bronze as it looks in the pan there. But I'm going to use this on top of the corally shade that we had put down below, so we get that pinky shimmery shift there, just kind of layering any excess onto that electric shade. And voila, here is the finished look. Just went ahead and lined my waterline with this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Demolition. Put on a healthy dose of mascara, top and bottom lashes, and vavoom. I think I nailed it, kind of, right? Like, looks pretty dang close to the original inspiration photo. I'm pleased anyways, and I guess that's all that really matters here, since this is my makeup. I'm doing it for me. So, really love the sultry smokiness of the upper lids, but in a neutral brown, but then just bringing that beautiful vibrant pop of orange and then that yellowy green highlight in the inner corner. I mean, I just think it looks really pretty and just a little something different than the norm. So I like it. Very wearable. It's very me. And there we have it, my friends. This was 3 looks from my Pinterest board. Certainly let me know if you enjoyed the video and or if you want to see me do more of that. I mean, like I said, I've got a big Pinterest board full of eyeshadow inspiration, so if you want to see me try and recreate more, I certainly can. Also, apologies. I think only one of them I'm not able to find a source for the eyeshadow look. I apologize. That is one of the downfalls of Pinterest, is that a lot of it is just links from random other websites. It's not from the original source, and then I try and backtrack and Google picture search the image and I can't find where it's originally from. So if you know who originally did that eyeshadow look that I wasn't able to find the user or the actual original person who created that artwork on their eyes, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I just hope you guys enjoyed the video. Certainly let me know how you think I did. Are you experimenting with your makeup now that you're stuck at home? How's it going? You know, have you found any good eyeshadow palettes that you forgot about? For me, I feel like using my Anastasia palettes here was a good reminder, and those Sephora Pro palettes. Dang it, those are so good. At least I really enjoy them. And my Urban Decay shadows. I mean, really, I love my eyeshadow palettes, so it was fun getting to play with them and using some of the shades that some of which I don't think I've used before. So there we go, blah, blah, blah. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know, as I said, all of the things in the comments down below. You can also let me know if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, whatever the case may be, by giving it a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap that notification bell down below. Become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!